Rick, we've made a lot of progress on Oak Island, but let's take what we've learned here and look into some other treasure mysteries.
Like the disappearance of the San Miguel, loaded with stolen Aztec gold.
Scientists have recently made a fascinating discovery at Oak Island that has captivated the world. During the recent excavation of the mysterious money pit, they uncovered ancient artifacts and cryptic inscriptions, prompting questions about its origin and purpose. This revelation, coupled with the creepy legends surrounding the site, adds a new level of intrigue to the Oak Island mystery. Join us for what promises to be a thrilling adventure into the depths of this legendary island. Recent discoveries at the Money Pit on Oak Island, a 100-foot hole in Nova Scotia, have reignited hope in this centuries-old mystery. This site has long fascinated treasure hunters and intrigued historians. The pit, cloaked in legends and tales, has remained a mystery for generations. Now, a breakthrough promises to alter the narrative, signaling the beginning of a new chapter in this intriguing story. The exploration started in 1795 when a young and adventurous-spirited 16-year-old named Daniel McGinnis embarked on a daring fishing expedition to Oak Island. Little did he know that this fateful journey would usher him into a new world of mystery, treasure, and danger. As Daniel set foot on the island, he found himself standing before a majestic oak tree, its trunk marred by peculiar scars. It was as if the tree had endured the strain of a complex pulley system used to lower valuable items into a hidden shaft. A depression beneath the tree, about 4.8 meters in diameter, further confirmed his suspicions. Filled with curiosity, Daniel returned to Oak Island the next day, but this time accompanied by his loyal friends Anthony Vaughn and John Smith. Armed with picks and shovels, they eagerly began digging in their quest to unearth the hidden treasure, only to realize soon that their tools were inadequate for the task at hand. Undeterred, the three young men dug deeper into the earth, only to discover scars of prior excavations on the smooth clay walls at 1.2 meters depth. Their excitement reached new heights when they encountered a layer of flagstones carefully concealed beneath the soil. As they painstakingly removed the stones, they uncovered tightly packed logs at 3, 6, and 9 meters. With each layer of logs removed, it became increasingly apparent that the treasure-seeking endeavor required more substantial equipment. Reluctantly, they returned to the mainland, but not without making a vow to return and claim the long-awaited riches. 9 years passed before Daniel, Anthony, and John set foot on Oak Island, this time with Simeon Linz, a local businessman who provided the much-needed financial backing and rallied the support of the local labor force. To their amusement, they found the treasure site just as they had left it. The treasure hunt had now become a concerted effort, with everyone involved working tirelessly in anticipation of the discovery that awaited them. As the determined treasure seekers dug deeper into the earth, they unearthed additional oak platforms at depths of 12, 15.2, and 18.2 meters with coconut fiber and putty. At 21.3 meters, they encountered a platform made of plain oak, followed by more oak sealed with putty at 24.4 meters. The syndicate's excitement knew no bounds when, at a depth of 27.4 meters, they retrieved a stone bearing an inscription not native to Nova Scotia. It seemed as though they were on the verge of discovering a long-sought pirate's treasure. However, regrettably, they didn't know the significance of the stone. Hence, Smith, who happened to own the island at the time, casually added the stone to his fireplace only to later decipher the message, 40 feet below 2 million pounds are buried. Convinced that the stone marked the spot where the pirate's treasure lay, they hastily removed it from the pit, only to uncover yet another layer of wood, and not the boundless riches they had anticipated. As night fell, they dispersed, hindered by the encroaching darkness and water seeping in, which posed a growing threat the deeper they dug, but not after resolving to resume the next day with dreams of untold riches. Eager to continue their quest, the group returned to Oak Island the following Monday. However, their excitement soon turned to disappointment as they discovered the shaft flooded with seawater 10 meters away from the surface. Despite numerous attempts to pump and drain out the water, their efforts proved fruitless. Digging became impossible under such circumstances, and the project was reluctantly abandoned for a year. Disheartened, the workers returned to their farms, eagerly awaiting the arrival of spring and the opportunity to continue their search. It was then decided that a separate shaft would be excavated next to the original one, allowing the floodwater to be diverted into a new chamber. At a depth of 33.5 meters, the original shaft was breached, but their hopes were dashed once again. This time, it was more dangerous as the walls of the new shaft collapsed, causing the original shaft to be flooded once more, this time up to a level of 10 meters below the surface. Smith, burdened by the team's repeated misfortunes and resigning to the fact that the treasure might forever elude their grasp, made the difficult decision to give up. Oak Island's exploration resumed in 1849 with the Truro company that aimed to re-excavate the money pit, but encountered water at 86 feet, halting their progress. The following summer, they used a hand-operated auger, drilling 5 holes with various findings like wooden layers, metal, and clay. At an upper platform, oak splinters, coconut fiber, and metal resembling a gold watch chain were discovered, and in 1850 the Truro company sank the 3rd shaft, about 10 feet northwest of the money pit. They encountered no water until they reached a depth of 109 feet, at which point water burst in, and the men narrowly escaped. The shaft quickly flooded with 45 feet of water. Despite using water bailing techniques with 2 horse-powered gins, the water level barely decreased, and it was discovered that the water filling the pit was salt water and rose and fell with the tides, suggesting a connection to the sea. The search for an inlet began at Smith's Cove, which was 495 feet away from the money pit on the eastern end of the island. Observations of water running out of the sand at the center of Smith's Cove led to suspicions that it was the water source. Excavation revealed a bed of brown coconut fiber covering a wide area along the shoreline. Underneath the fiber, there was a layer of decayed eelgrass, followed by a compact mass of beach rocks. A cofferdam was constructed to examine the area further, revealing that the clay had been dug out and replaced with beach rocks, creating well-constructed drains. However, the dam was carried away by a high tide, making it too costly to rebuild. The decision was made to abandon work on the shore and instead sink a shaft inland from Smith's Cove. Eventually, shaft #4 was sunk to a depth of 75 feet, but when it was realized they had passed the tunnel, work was stopped. The 5th shaft was brought and was then started 12 feet south of the abandoned shaft. At a depth of 35 feet, a rush of water filled the shaft, and attempts to drive spiles failed due to limited resources. Again, another shaft, the 6th, was sunk on the south side of the money pit, and at a depth of 118 feet, a tunnel was driven toward the bottom of the money pit. Unfortunately, during the dinner break, a collapse occurred, which caused the bottom of the money pit to fall into the tunnel just like the others. The new shaft was also filled with water, and it was discovered that 12 feet of mud had been forced from the old shaft to the new one. With the number of futile attempts, damages, and losses recorded, Truro Company dissolved in 1851. Years later, Frederick Blair, the founder of the Oak Island Treasure Company, held the lease on the money pit property. Seeking support and permission to drill at the site, Blair was approached by a man named Chappell, who recounted his encounter with gold dust. Convinced of the potential fortune, Blair joined the expedition led by Chappell's Limited of Sydney, Nova Scotia. The team, consisting of Chappell, his brother Renerick, son Melbourne, and nephew Claude, began their work that same year. However, they faced the challenge of identifying the exact location of the money pit amidst numerous shaft openings resulting from previous excavation attempts. Unfortunately, they ended up drilling about 6 feet south of the actual money pit. Despite the setback, the Chappell expedition made notable discoveries during their limited time on the island. At depths ranging from 115 to 130 feet in their new shaft, they found an anchor flute, an ancient Akkadian axe, a miner's pick, and the remnants of an oil lamp with seal oil. Additionally, Mel Chappell discovered a triangular arrangement of stones along the island's south shore. Although each finding held significance individually, their collective meaning remained unclear. Unfortunately, due to the loss of their lease and financial constraints, Chapels Limited had to suspend operations in 1932. In subsequent years, other notable individuals embarked on treasure hunts on Oak Island in the hopes of uncovering its secrets. One such figure was Dan Blankenship, who, driven by childhood stories about the money pit and a strong desire to solve the mystery, made significant discoveries, including a stone tablet with symbols. He did not find conclusive evidence of the treasure. Rick and Marty Lagina, famous for their television show The Curse of Oak Island, began their quest in 2006 after reading a 1965 article about the island. Harold Sherman, a psychic researcher, visited Oak Island in the 1960s, although his specific purpose for the visit is not mentioned. He claimed to have had a premonition that the treasure did not consist of material wealth, but rather the knowledge gained from the search. In the 1990s, paranormal investigator Lorraine Warren and psychic Michael Bodine also explored Oak Island. They believed that the island possessed significant power and energy based on their premonitions. Unfortunately, there is no available information regarding their findings during their visit. What discoveries have been made on the island? Now, to the present, two Michigan brothers, Rick and Marty Lagina of The Curse of Oak Island, on a mission to unearth historical artifacts believed to be hidden on the island, have made notable discoveries pertaining to the money pit and various other locations on the island. These findings include a massive stone road, presumed to have once formed part of a ship's wharf, as well as a ship's railing discovered in the swamp. A significant discovery unfolded on Smith's Cove with the unearthing of a medieval cross, potentially linking the island to the Knights Templar. Additionally, an array of artifacts such as coins, two human bones, one with Middle Eastern ancestry and the other with European ancestry, Spanish Maravedi from the 1600s, British copper coins, pottery fragments, a small piece of parchment or vellum, and even coconut fiber found in Smith's Cove, hinting at advanced engineering knowledge possessed by those involved in constructing the money pit, uncovered a large stone road that was likely part of a ship's wharf, indicating the use of the wharf for unloading heavy cargo onto the island, and also a ship's railing which was found in the swamp, leading to the belief that a ship had been burned and buried there many centuries ago. In the most recent Season 10 of the show, a groundbreaking revelation emerged when a substantial amount of gold was detected within the money pit. This discovery has sparked speculation regarding the true nature and contents of the pit, intensifying the team's determination to uncover the ultimate answers. The quest continues as they persistently delve deeper into the mysteries that Oak Island holds. What are the theories surrounding the origin of the treasures in the money pit? The money pit of Oak Island has long captivated the imaginations of treasure hunters and historians alike, giving rise to a multitude of theories regarding the origin of the enigmatic buried treasure. One of the earliest and most prominent theories surrounding the money pit on Oak Island is the belief that it may hold pirate treasure. In this theory, Captain William Kidd, a notorious pirate from the late 17th century, takes center stage. Known for accumulating vast fortunes through piracy, many speculate that Kidd might have chosen Oak Island as the perfect hiding spot for his ill-gotten gains. It is postulated that the money pit conceals the final resting place of his valuable booty, enticing treasure hunters to embark on daring quests in the hopes of uncovering his hidden trove. Also, there are indications that a European presence may have existed on Oak Island before the arrival of the British in the 18th century. The discovery of a Roman sword and other artifacts has fueled speculation about this possibility. Some theories propose a connection to the Knights of Templar. After the dissolution of the Knights of Templar in 1312, it is believed that the surviving members of the ancient order took measures to protect their fabled treasures from persecution and seizure. One intriguing theory suggests that Oak Island, with its hidden location and natural fortifications, served as a refuge for these surviving Knights of Templar. In this narrative, the money pit is a possible vault for invaluable artifacts like the Holy Grail or the Ark of the Covenant, captivating treasure hunters with the prospect of discovering ancient relics of profound historical and religious importance. A third theory with a touch of adventure implicates the renowned English sea captain Sir Francis Drake. Historically celebrated as a daring privateer, Drake's voyages took him far and wide across the seas, amassing great wealth and infuriating the Spanish Empire. According to this theory, Drake's exploits might have extended farther north than previously recorded. It is suggested that he may have hidden Spanish gold and other valuable plunder on Oak Island, utilizing its remote location as a secure hiding spot. The money pit in this scenario becomes a vault, waiting to reveal the treasures that Drake and his crew may have hidden away centuries ago. Another theory suggests that Francis Bacon, a prominent Renaissance figure who lived during Shakespeare's time, may have been the true author of Shakespeare's works. According to this theory, Bacon is believed to have buried the original manuscripts in Oak Island, since they have not been found elsewhere. Proponents of this theory point to Bacon's interest in ciphers and secret chambers, his ownership of land in Newfoundland, and his knowledge of preserving documents with mercury. Also, the recent discovery of a 400,500-year-old garnet brooch by the Oak Island treasure team in 2017 has added to the intrigue, as some speculate it could be part of Marie Antoinette's missing jewels. The theory proposes that when Marie Antoinette and Louis XVI were fleeing Paris in 1791, some of their valuable jewels were taken across the Atlantic by Marie's lady-in-waiting and hidden in the money pit for safekeeping. Another popular theory suggests that a Spanish ship carrying gold and precious artifacts from the Americas may have sailed further up the coast than usual, possibly due to a storm, or with the intent to plunder. It is believed that the rogue crew anchored off Oak Island and buried a significant amount of treasure, intending to retrieve it later. However, due to the discovery of flood tunnels, intact oak layers, and functional traps, it is believed that they never returned, leaving the treasure buried and waiting to be brought to the surface. Then there's another theory that proposes that the money pit on Oak Island was a tar kiln, dating back to the time when the island was involved in the production of tar for the British naval stores industry. This theory is supported by the discovery of tar kilns on the island and the possibility that the pit was used for storing tar or other naval supplies. The William Phips theory is another notable theory that has gained popularity. According to this theory, Captain William Phips, a treasure hunter and governor of Massachusetts, buried treasure on Oak Island in the late 17th century. It suggests that Phips and his crew excavated the money pit, but an underground cavern collapsed, causing the pit to flood with water and making the treasure inaccessible and impossible to retrieve. On the other hand, some skeptics propose that the money pit and its flooding waters and tunnels are natural formations. However, the discovery of various items such as flagstones, wooden planks, inscriptions, coconut fibers, and pieces of parchment contradicts the idea that it is solely a natural phenomenon. These mysterious relics and discoveries found during the search and excavation on the island challenge the notion that there is nothing buried in the money pit. Is the curse of the money pit real or a myth? Oak Island holds a legend stating that its treasure will only be revealed after the deaths of 7 individuals. To date, 6 people have lost their lives during expeditions in the money pit on Oak Island. The first casualty was Anthony Vaughan, one of the original discoverers of the money pit in 1795. Unfortunately, specific details surrounding his death are scarce, but it is believed that he perished during excavation attempts. In 1965, a tragic incident occurred involving Robert Restall, his son, and 2 other workers. While digging a shaft, they were exposed to toxic gases, resulting in Restall falling into the water at the bottom of the shaft and drowning. In a valiant attempt to rescue his father, Robert Restall Jr. also succumbed to the gas and drowned. Carl Gracer, one of the workers who joined the rescue effort, met the same fate and drowned as well. Cyril Hiltz, another worker who tried to save the Restalls and Grazer, tragically drowned after being overwhelmed by the gas. Adding to the list of unfortunate incidents, Maynard Kaiser fell to his death while being pulled up from the money pit in 1897. The most scary is the death of the History Heretic podcast production staff member named Matt Chisholm, who died under mysterious circumstances. Since then, the show has been silent about the details surrounding his death. Some fans speculate that the show intentionally concealed the incident due to Chisholm's involvement in a project related to an ancient map. The absence of any public acknowledgement or memorial for Chisholm fuels these speculations. Some theories propose that the map may have had Masonic connections, making it forbidden and potentially linked to his demise. Others wonder if the death was an unfortunate excavation accident that the Lagina brothers, the show's hosts, feared would disrupt production and bring an end to their relentless pursuit. Some contemplate whether the show would be willing to hide a death to perpetuate the notion of a curse surrounding Oak Island. After all, if 7 individuals were to perish, the logic follows that the treasure should be discovered. We can't say, but going by the legend and the lineup of deaths that have occurred at the site, it's most likely that the curse is real. Also, it is most likely that aside from the treasures believed to be buried in the pit, there are lots of secrets in it that can unfold. With the 7th person dead, arms folded and legs crossed, let's watch things unfold to know if, truly, the spell for the curse had been broken. With reports of findings pointing at possible treasures, perhaps with the use of ground-penetrating radar finally, someone will be able to make headway in the discovery of what truly lies in the depths of this mysterious pit. What are your thoughts on the money pit? Is it truly a trove of treasures, as speculated by some theorists, or do you believe it's just another ordinary sinkhole? Share your opinions in the comments section. Thank you for embarking on this journey with us. To stay updated on the ongoing exploration at the site, enable notifications for this channel and stay tuned. Thanks for watching.